everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Sean from Sean K Beauty, and this is Sean K's Beauty Bar, where we grab from the bar and discuss all things beauty Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as well as if you're into the makeup tutorials and all that good jazz, DIYs, fashion. I do that on Thursdays. So let's just dive right into what this is about. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. Definitely subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you find it to be useful. Leave your questions in the comment section below, because on Sean K's Beauty Bar on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I bring my scientific knowledge to you because I'm a former microbiologist and biochemist, and I bring my science to the beauty space because I'm now in beauty. Don't want to talk too fast. All right. And guys, I will say firsthand, forgive the big hair. Texas is hot and it has become something else. Let's dive right into the questions that Victoria, my 1,000th subscriber, has asked. And I am so grateful to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you guys so much. This means so much to me. Yeah, I just got on YouTube and I just want to add value. I really, really do. And I want us to grow and evolve, and you get to know me and I get to know you. That's really what my channel is about, and my pure love for people. I absolutely value every single person that has subscribed to my channel, which is the reason why I try to answer every question as best as I can, or I'll feature it here on this platform. Now, Victoria had some really great questions, and I figured all of us can really evolve from, because this is good. These are good questions. So if you're wondering, should I exfoliate? Should I not exfoliate? Primers, do I prime? Do I not prime? pH, how do I know my skin's pH? Where do I fall? Normal, dry, oily? You know, how do I know the pH of my products? Like those kind of questions, I'm going to answer right now. So if you're interested, just keep watching. Okay, guys. So for those who know me, you know I love to answer questions in the simplest form, even though I'm bringing the science to it, because I'm all about you being able to articulate this to your loved ones and anyone else, so that they can understand it as well. So the part of this question is, I have acne prone skin. I only get pimples on my forehead. So would I be able to exfoliate everywhere else and not on the pimples? The short answer to that is yes. If you have a physical exfoliant, and I remember in the last video, I'll leave the card here, I recommended the micro delivery exfoliant by Philosophy, which is a really great exfoliator. However, if you have acne prone skin, it's wise not to use an abrasive physical exfoliant. If you already have the physical exfoliant, Victoria, then definitely use it on areas where there isn't any breakout. But I would say the long answer to this, or just the overall answer to this, is getting a chemical exfoliant, which will literally slough off the dead cells everywhere and can still go on that area where the pimples are. And the reason why I suggest a chemical exfoliant is because it's not abrasive. It's not like your physical exfoliants. It will be milder, but you still need to get rid of the dead cells there so that that environment can get back to being pH balanced. It can literally clear up that acne, and it gets rid of the dead cells. So that's your benefits there. And it's also working on the rest of your face at the same time, doing the same thing. So definitely homeostasis is key, and using a chemical exfoliant is key for somebody with acne prone skin. Products that I recommend, Drunk Elephant has an exfoliant called TLC. Definitely check that out. And what I love about Drunk Elephant too, guys, is that they let you know the pH in their products. They're pretty transparent with that. Also, Paula's Choice is another really great line of product that you can use that are that has a long list of pH balance products that also, they are very transparent about their pH. A lot of companies are not transparent about their pH, but we're going to get into that later in this video. So that's the answer there. So hopefully I'm providing you with some clarity. Victoria, just a quick recap, or to anyone here, if you have a physical exfoliant, but you have breakouts in one area of your face, definitely use the physical exfoliant on areas where there isn't a breakout. But on areas that are broken out, you want to use a chemical. But I would say, just to save money, get a chemical exfoliant and just do it just one step and just slough off cells everywhere, including the area that has the breakout. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, let's move on to the next part of this question. Okay guys, so this is a good one because I actually wanted to try these products as well. And she says, also, I'm looking to buy the new Fenty Beauty Hydrating Primer and Foundation. Would I get separation if I use them together? And if I buy one of the gripping primers you recommended, which was in my previous video, will they be a good match with any foundation? I prefer only to buy one primer. And you know, in an ideal situation, I think all of us would prefer just one primer. And because every chemist is doing something different in their lab, it's a little bit tricky to say that one primer will work well with every single foundation across the board. The key to looking into this though is and making sure that you're getting synergy with your products, which is just getting the best out of your products, is to look at the ingredients. Now, I mentioned that the FDA does not require cosmetic companies to put the ingredients on the products themselves. However, I think Fenty does a good job of doing that on their packaging, but you can find it online. If you look up the product online, Sephora always shows you the ingredients, the how to use, the details, even the reviews of the product. The Hydro Grip Primer is a really great primer. However, I think NARS Illuminating Radiant Foundation does not work well with that primer. So that's that with that gripping primer. Another rule of thumb to follow is looking at the back and seeing if the first line of ingredients has dimethicone, silicone, any of the cones in the foundation and in the primer, then you've got perfect synergy. If you are seeing like the first set of ingredients are water and the foundation is all silicone, you're going to have separation happening. That's just the rule of thumb there. Make sure that you're getting products that if it's silicone based, then in the foundation, then it should be silicone based in the primer. As far as the MAC Prep and Prime, I've known that to work well with almost every single foundation. However, to eliminate costs, I would say the wisest advice that I can give to you is to get samples of those primers that are in question and just see what it does. First of all, I will patch test in your arm to make sure that you don't break out from any of those ingredients inside those primers. Do that for at least 72 hours. I'm sorry, it seems like a long-winded process, but if you already have acne-prone skin, the last thing you want to do is to just grab a product and put it directly onto your skin. So if you have acne-prone skin, or even if you don't, the key is to get samples of everything. Try before you buy and see what that does with the foundation of choice, and then go into it. Now, I have heard that the Fenty primer and the hydrating primer and the foundation did do some separating on some of the reviews that I saw. I haven't tested it myself. And I think one of my subscribers literally said that I think the primer is more water-based and the foundation is more silicone, so that would cause the separation. So I don't know how true it is because I haven't tested it out myself, but that's some of the reviews that I've been seeing, people saying that they're getting lines around their, mouth area and all that stuff. So, what's good for the next person may not be great for you, and vice versa. So definitely get your hands on samples and see how it will work with your skin's chemistry so that you're not breaking out, but make sure you do that inside your elbow, 72 hours, and then go into using it with the foundation. And I would also test out the foundation too. So get samples before you buy product. And guys, even with getting samples, you eliminate contamination of products that are probably going to be returned, that are going to be resold. Okay, so samples is the wisest way to go about doing reviews, testing out products, instead of just purchasing products and then using it and then seeing that it doesn't work and then sending what you've used, the used portion that you've gotten back. And if something says, oh, it's 30 mils, well, you've already taken some of the product out of that bottle. So it's no longer a 30 mil product or a 5 mil product because some of the product was already used. So I would say to kill that vicious cycle, just get your hands on some samples. So that's my long-winded, short way of answering that question. Moving on to the next part. I see you say to use the charcoal clay mask before and after makeup application. So if you wear makeup 2 days in a row, does that mean that you are doing a mask 4 times in those 2 days? Absolutely. A charcoal mask, and what we're seeing, and I'm getting a ton of questions about why is the texture of a lot of beauty gurus changing? I'm seeing exaggerated pores or whatever it is that viewers are noticing. They're asking me those questions. And here's the thing, when we're putting, we have pores, okay? There's follicles on our face already. When we're putting makeup on, we're packing that in, we're putting in product, we're going outside and we're exposed to the elements and we're sweating. All of that gets into the pores on the daily. So if on the daily, if we're already exposed to, and even if you're not wearing makeup, you're exposed to the free radicals in the atmosphere, you're exposed to bacteria everywhere, you're exposed to sweating and dirt getting into those pores, then there must be a way to clean those pores out and minimize any damage happening to the microbiomes on your skin. That's one thing that I'm really pro microbiome. If they're happy, your skin's happy, and everybody's going to be just golden with doing these reviews and not seeing textures change. It's when we're not doing our part. Here's the thing, prime example. If you don't take a shower in a day, okay, you get dirty outside and you don't feel the need to shower, and you do the cycle again tomorrow, you just don't want to shower. What do you think is going to happen to you over time? The reason why we shower every day or after we've come out the sun, no matter how many times we've been out in the sun and we've got heated and sweaty and whatever, we want to take a shower. We want to cleanse our skin. And that's just proper hygiene, because a lot of fungus happens when you don't take your baths on time and that kind of thing. It's the same thing that's going on with the face, right? Just how we're keeping our bodies clean, we want to make sure that we're keeping our skin clean. So to answer your question, yes, you want a charcoal mask, because the activated charcoal is an absorbent. What it's going to do is it's going to pull the sweat, the dirt, the excess makeup out of your pores, and you no longer are dealing with the issues of potentially having exaggerated pores happening where you have to use a minimizing primer, which is another thing that I want to touch on later in this video. So let's move on. All right, so here's the next question. I have been trying to look up the pH of products I want to buy for skincare and cannot figure it out. Can you explain how to figure out if they are good pH, and also how to test the pH of your skin and figure out if it's oily, normal, or dry? The products I am trying to find the pH on are Eminence Facial Cleanser, Josh Rose Brook Enzyme Exfoliator, the Ordinary Glycolic Acid Toner. All right, so this is a 2-part question. To find out the pH of your skin, one thing you can do is you can go to a dermatologist. The second thing you can do is just by physically observing your skin. If your skin is too oily, that means you're down on the acidic side of the pH scale. So now you've got to use balancing products between that 4.5 to a 6 so that you can bring your face back to the 5.5. So that's the first key there if your skin is too oily. If your skin is too dry, that means that you are alkaline. You are above that 5.5 and you're up to the 9 area to the 14s. So that a lot of times, a lot of times that happens if the water is too alkaline or if you're using like soap, for example, on your skin. So if your skin is always dry, you know, you would hear some guru saying, well, I have really oily skin or I have really dry skin. Well, you're having really dry and really oily skin because you're outside the ideal pH for the microbiomes and your acidic mantle to thrive. So the key to getting out of I'm too oily or I'm too dry is to literally find products that are pH balanced. Now, to answer this part of the question, how do I know skincare products are pH balanced? The FDA, again, does not require cosmetic companies to have to put that information on there. So, one, you can either call the company if that's something you want to do. Two, I would literally Google what are some great pH balanced products because a slew of them show up. Three, I would get pH strips from your nearby CVS and test your product. Just put the test strip in the product itself. If it's a moisturizer, do not dilute that moisturizer. Put a little bit of the moisturizer, just swipe it on there and wait for a few seconds to see how it changes, and that will determine the pH of that product. So hopefully that answers your question. So if you're not able to find those, Victoria, then I would say go to the CVS, get the pH strips and put them down in those products that you're desiring to know the pH of. You can get a sample of those products and do that before buying them, test them out, and then if they're within that 4.5 to a 6 range, then definitely you have your answer that they will be ideal products for you to use. So hopefully that answers that part of the question. Let's move on to the next part. Okay, so her question in this part of it, and please know that I love when you ask me questions. So no need to feel like you can't ask questions in the comment section below. I don't care how long it is. I will sit and I will read them. So this question is, I am looking for a clean essence and a clean vitamin E/C serum to add as well. That is affordable because I've heard good things about the Agent Nature Holy Water Essence and Marie Veronique, am I saying that right? Veronique C serum, but they are so pricey. Okay, so here's the thing about an essence. They're all pricey. Most of them are really, really pricey, especially the good ones like your SK2, the Caudalie essence, which is a really great essence as well. Really great products, but very pricey. However, you can always get samples. You know, skincare is an investment, just like anything else. If you want to get the best out of your health, you've got to pay for the organic food and to eat right. You've just got to, it's a premium on anything that's going to be beneficial, unfortunately, but fortunately. Now, that doesn't always transcend across all platforms because there's sometimes things are very, very pricey and the quality is just not there. However, when it comes to essences, I know SK2 is really great, but that's 100 and something. I know that Caudalie is a really great essence as well, and that's really pricey. You know, these that you've mentioned, I've never heard of before. However, you know, I would say if you can make the initial investment or save to get that, then do that. And in the meantime, just get samples of it and use that. Also, Mario Badescu, if you don't, if you want to step outside of an essence and opt for a rose water or a lavender water or a cucumber mist, I would say use those as well. They work just as great as your essences, as far as I know. And that's what I mentioned in my last video. That's something that I use. So you can opt for that. In the meantime, it's like $21 at Ulta for 3 of them, or you can go on Mario Badescu's site. They have the 4-ounce bottles for like $5 or something. Is it 5 or 5? I think it's like $5 for the travel size ones, which I buy a lot because, as you can see, I'm in a hotel. I travel a ton, but I would miss to use those facial mists until you can get essences. But I'll tell you, your Caudalie, most of these brands that you've mentioned, even if they're at Sephora, they're very gracious with giving samples. So I would say try them out before you buy them anyway, just to see how synergistically they work with your body's chemistry. And definitely the patch test. The patch test, the patch test, the patch test. Never just go straight onto your face with products, guys. That's foundation, because all of these products have ingredients that may not be conducive with your skin type. So make sure that you're testing in your elbows before putting on essences. I mean, skincare and cosmetics. Do you prime? Do you not prime? Here's the thing. A pore minimizing primer, I'm not for. They get into your pores. They open up the pores even more. You're going to have to extract a lot of dirt, a lot of sweat and everything out of those pores. They leave the white inside the pores. The makeup doesn't go on as seamlessly as it should. Sometimes it flakes up, breaks you out. You want to make sure that microbiome community is happy on the face. So do I say yes to a pore minimizing primer? I say no. Do I say no to priming? No, I say priming is a matter of preference and it's based on the ingredients. I would also look at customers' reviews and see what the people are saying. What the people are saying is more than likely going to help you. Definitely get yourself a sample of it. Priming does minimize the amount of foundation that you use, and really great primers do give a really smooth cast, but so does using a really great moisturizer. So again, it's just a matter of preference. I love you guys so much, and please subscribe. Leave your questions in the comment section below. I want to grab it, and hopefully your question will be featured on Friday, this coming Friday, on Sean K's Beauty Bar. Thank you again for all my subscribers. I appreciate you. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for valuing me as much as I value you. Like, I can't even express how much this means to me. And I want you to know that I don't take this for granted. I say that a lot, but it is so, so true. From my heart to yours, thank you for allowing me into your home, giving me a sliver of your time, and for valuing my insight on questions that you're asking. Mwah. I'll see you in my next one.